Hello, everyone. Today, I want to ask you what I believe is one of the biggest philosophical questions anyone can ask. Not, do you believe in God? Not, which religion is correct? Instead, can anyone actually prove there is no possible chance that God exists? Before you answer, I want you to think carefully because this video isn't about attacking religion and it isn't about attacking atheism. It's about understanding what we're actually claiming. For the next few minutes, I simply want you to think with me. Every time this topic comes up, someone confidently says, I can prove God doesn't exist. My response, really? Let's slow down for a moment. Because saying, I don't believe God exists is not the same thing as saying, there is absolutely no possible chance God exists. Those are two completely different claims. One describes your current belief, the other makes a statement about reality itself. So before we jump to conclusions, let's examine what that claim actually means. One of the first responses people usually give is evolution proves God doesn't exist. Here's why I think that statement is incomplete. Even if evolution explains how life changes over time, that still doesn't answer the philosophical question, does God exist? Though those are two different questions. Evolution attempts to explain how life changes. The existence of God asks why reality exists at all. Whether you accept evolution or reject evolution, that distinction still exists. Even if evolution accurately explains biological change, that alone would not logically demonstrate that there's absolutely no possible chance God exists. So when someone says evolution proves God doesn't exist, I think they're answering one question while assuming they've answered another. Now let's compare two different claims. Claim A says there is no possible chance God exists. Claim B says God could exist. Now ask yourself, which claim requires more certainty? Think carefully. To defend claim A, you would have to conclude that every possible way God could exist has been ruled out. Every possibility, past, present, future. That is an incredibly strong claim. Claim B is different. It doesn't claim certainty. It simply says the possibility remains open. So, which claim requires the greater burden of certainty? Keep that question in your mind. Now, let's step back. Reality already has an answer. Either God exists or God does not exist. One of those answers already matches reality. The other does not. The challenge is none of us can simply look behind the curtain and verify the answer directly. So what do? We examine evidence. We use logic. We study science. We consider history. We think about philosophy. Many people also consider personal experience. Then, each of us reaches our biggest judgment. Now, here's the question I'd like you to think about. Can evidence ever demonstrate with complete certainty that there is absolutely no possible chance that God exists? Think about that before answering. After years of thinking about this question, here's where my own reasoning has led me. Based on the evidence I've examined, the logic I've followed, the philosophy I've studied, the science, the history, and my own evaluation of the arguments, my best judgment is that God exists. That doesn't mean everyone has to agree with me. I'm not asking you to copy my conclusion. I'm simply explaining how I arrived at it. Because there is a difference between saying, I am not convinced, and saying, I know there is absolutely no possible chance. Those are very different statements. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, or you're still undecided, I hope this video challenged you to think, not about what other people believe, but about what you believe and why. If you enjoyed this kind of philosophy discussion, let me know in the comments. I genuinely like to hear your perspective, as long as we keep the discussion respectful. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing, because I have a lot more thought experiments and philosophical challenges planned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.